Why should you care about getting a Power Platform credential? And let me start with an interesting low code opportunity. And this is a very recent number from the IDC. And this is in April 2024. It says that 1 billion new applications will need to be built by 2028. And I feel like, I should have this like 1 billion new applications, like in the movie, because it's so many. And let's be honest, I believe that number is real. I believe we can reach it, but we cannot achieve that number if we follow the same process as we did before. If we take a look at how we built applications before, is that, of course, it all starts with an idea or a business need. We need an app to do something. And then we have tons of boring meetings where business users tells the business analyst what they want. And that business analyst documents what they understood. They pass it on to the devs that start working on the app. And then you kind of forget you requested it. And a few months later, you get an app that might or might not be what that business user wanted. And those applications traditionally have been done fully via code. So everything was coded, everything was a new code that we had to maintain, that we had to upgrade. And every time that we needed to add a feature, we got to get another army of developers in. So now it's time for a bit of developer jokes because I come from an IT pro background. I always say, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this, that E equals MC2. Well, what it means in IT is that error equals more code power 2, because the more code you have, the more chances you have for errors, for bugs. And don't listen to devs that tell you, Vlad, it works on my machine. It's always a lie. But actually, it doesn't really work. It works on my machine. Since this is a Power Platform talk, Vlad, it works in my dev environment, is what we need to use for the Power Platform. But what if with low code, we need an app? So let's take a look at that same process. But instead of going to devs, the business user can directly start building it, can directly build it for themselves, whether it's a dashboard, a mobile app, a workflow, and they have a simple no-code interface to build it, and they launch it. They'll still go to a dev if it's needed, but we're not going to need to go to a developer for every single application that we want to create. And that will make life more fun for developers because they're not going to work on the same boring application that everybody in every department needs and they do the same thing over and over. They're actually going to work on the challenging, more exciting stuff. So why the Power Platform? I mean, if you believe, I know how some people feel about the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Some people love them, some people hate them. Microsoft is a leader in 3 of them for low-code application platforms, for business intelligence platforms, and for process mining. So while it's not, you see, on the BI one, it's the top one by far. It's not the best one in the other 2, but what makes the Power Platform unique is that it's the most complete one. It's the only company that is on all 3 of them. So yes, I'm just saying, even according to Gartner, it doesn't win in every category, but still, it's the only one that is in as many quadrants. And you don't want to use 10 different applications for different business needs. Having only one suite of products will help you be more productive. And the growth has been pretty crazy, from 33 million monthly active users to 48 million monthly active users this year. So 33 million last year, 48 million this year. Sorry, coffee kicked in and I'm eating some words here because I'm so excited. So the growth has been pretty amazing.